Hi guys, I'm here with you today with a video I've wanted to do for you guys for quite some time and just never carved the time out. So today we're going to sit down and do it. This product isn't necessarily a new launch, but it's something that I've been loving for months now. And that is the Bare Minerals barePRO Longwear lipstick. These lipsticks have a completely matte finish. They stay put all day long, and there's a collection of 20 shades that retail for $20 a piece. And since these came out, this has been pretty much the only lipstick I wear, and I have all 20 shades, so I thought I would swatch them for you. Without waiting any longer, let's go ahead and get into our swatches. To get us started, I went ahead and applied the lightest shade, which is called Peony. I think this is a really good nude, especially for people with a fair skin type like mine, when it's kind of hard to find a nude color that actually looks like a neutral when you put it on. So this one's definitely good for that. It has like the slightest hint of pink, but for the most part I would call it a beige. And so let's move on to the next shade that I have applied is called Camellia, and it to me is similar to the Peony that we started in. However, it's more of a warm brown undertone, where the Peony had that tiny hint of like a mauvey pink. Still a perfect neutral if you have a fair skin type. I definitely think it would be pretty on a medium skin type as well. But this is like the perfect my lips but better shade on my skin type, which is pretty fair. This next shade is called Petal. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, before this line of lipsticks I wasn't that much of a pink lipstick gal, especially like the lighter shades. I just didn't find it that flattering for me, and you wouldn't catch me in them that often. However, in this line there's the shade called Petal, and then I have one coming up in a minute called Bloom, and suddenly I really like pinks. This one is like your perfect neutral pink. It's kind of maybe got a little hint of mauve, but for the most part just a nice neutral pink that can be worn every day and goes with any makeup look. This next shade is the one that I was speaking of before, called Bloom, and it is another just perfect pink. If you're not usually into pinks and you're thinking of branching out, I would definitely recommend either Petal or Bloom. This one's a little bit warmer than Petal and a little bit brighter. I think come springtime it would be the absolute perfect color. The next shade that I have on is Cinnamon. This one is really pretty. It's like a dusty rose color. I think if you have a medium to tan skin tone, this would be like your perfect neutral shade, where the original two colors were kind of like my lip color but better. I think for a darker skin type this would be like the perfect neutral. It's really wearable for every day and also a great color for fall. Next up is the color Strawberry. I really like this one because typically your berry colors that you see being retailed are more of a purple or a burgundy tone underneath, and this one is more of a pinky undertone in a deep berry color. And I don't know if you guys remember, but back at Valentine's Day this was one that I was wearing a lot and sharing on our Instagram, so if you haven't seen that you can check it out. Next shade is Boysenberry, and for those of you that have shopped with us for a long time, Boysenberry and Petal were part of one of our holiday kits last year. That was the first time I got this color, and I have worn this color out. For the fall, winter, and like early spring months, this is like the perfect true berry color. It's got mauve undertones. It's a statement lip without being too bright, and it's definitely one of my favorites out of the whole collection. Next up is Spice, and I'm gonna go bold enough to say that this is my favorite neutral nude lipstick I've ever had. I wear Spice pretty much on a day-to-day basis. If you see me on a day that's just like a regular work week day, I typically have on Spice. I used it in our latest tutorial, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. But this is like your perfect brownish nude, but yet it's not too brown. A lot of times they have a tendency to like get too much on the browner side without having that hint of pink, but this is like the perfect balance between like a dusty brownie pink neutral, and I just love this one. Now we're on to Nutmeg, which is another one of my favorites. This one just like radiates the colors of fall. Like we should have included like a pumpkin spice latte in the swatch video. But if you need like the perfect warm, like spicy, warmish brown tone for fall. Next is Raisin, which is like a deep dusty kind of burgundy shade. It's super beautiful. I swear, and I could be wrong when I say this, that like back in the day when we were first getting started with Bare Minerals like 10-12 years ago, we carried a color called Raisin that was actually super similar. And this, of course, is the new packaging, new formula, but they remind me of one another. This is a gorgeous color for fall, going into your winter months to wear as a statement lip, with still kind of having that neutral aspect, so it's not quite so bold. Next is Carnation, which is another really pretty warm tone, brighter pink. I think this is definitely perfect for spring and summer months or any time of the year, just to be like a nice neutral. It would be great for like a fresh face with minimal makeup, just to kind of bring the skin alive and give you that glow. Next is Geranium, which is another one of my favorites. This one to me is like your perfect warm tone rosy brown shade. And I know on me it's looking a little bit pinker just because we've already tried on so many lipsticks at this point. But if I had to compare this to a color, it's a slightly pinker, slightly brighter version of, if you're like a long time makeup lover, of like maybe like a MAC Twig or the Touch of Spice, different colors like that. Geranium kind of reminds me of that, so I find myself reaching for Geranium a lot. It pairs great with any makeup look to be like a slightly darker but still neutral day-to-day shade. Next is Hibiscus, and you guys, I don't know that I've actually worn this one that often before, but this is beautiful, and this summer I'm definitely going to sport this all the time. Hibiscus is like the perfect neon bright pink. I feel like I could channel like some Barbie vibes, and it's maybe bringing out the inner little kid in me. But this is like the prettiest hot pink I've probably ever applied. Next is Dahlia. This is a really, really pretty, softer purple shade. I think this could be cool. Again, spring and summer, I could see myself wearing this one. I think if you had green eyes, this would be a super complimentary shade. Next is Petunia, another really cool purplish shade. This one's a little bit warmer, more of like a purple toned berry, but I definitely like this one. I think it's pretty for fall, it'd be pretty on Valentine's Day, and just an awesome berry to add to your collection. Next up is Raspberry. This is your perfect kind of reddish undertone berry. We had Strawberry earlier, which is a little more pink, Boysenberry, which is a little more of like a dusty mauve, and then we have Petunia, which is more of like a purplish berry, and now we're on Raspberry, which is more of your reddish pink berry. I'm back in Blackberry, which is the darkest out of all of the shades. This is super gorgeous. It's the deepest berry tone that they have in this line. It would make the perfect really dark lip. I think it would be pretty with more of like a natural eye, and then rock this for your holiday lip. Next is Saffron. This is the perfect bright orangey red color. I think this would be gorgeous if I had my loving tan rubbed on like I should and had a bronzy glow. Next up is Cherry, which is your perfect bright red shade. This is like your Christmas Day, perfect bright going out red, date night red, Valentine's Day red. Still makes the teeth look really white, and I would definitely recommend this if you just need the perfect bright red. Last but certainly not least is the shade Cranberry, which is your perfect dark red. Cherry's your bright, bold red, and then Cranberry is your deeper, darker, like a a wine shade berry red. And so that completes all 20 shades. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. As I mentioned along the way, my personal favorites are probably Petal, Boysenberry, Nutmeg, and Spice, and Geranium. I find myself reaching for those 5 the most. Like I said, these retail for $20 a piece, and I'll link them down below. They're the perfect matte Longwear lipstick that I never have to touch up without drying out my lips, so I would highly recommend these, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe. And I thank you guys for watching. Bye.